Welcome back to Overdrive. I am sitting here with Gerry McAvoy on this fine, beautiful day here in Dublin with the news of the Joe Bonamassa celebration of Rory Gallagher. So we're going to sit down with Gerry here and just have a quick chat. Thank you so much for joining me, Gerry.
Absolutely.
You spent a long time alongside Rory.
20 years.
20 years, yeah. Helping, obviously, to shape what is considered to be now his absolute iconic sound. I mean, how do you feel that Rory's legacy has resonated with younger audiences now today?
Well, it is, which is fantastic. And thanks to Donald and Daniel, the Gallagher family, keeping the fire, the flame alight, But I've noticed, because I have a band, my own band of friends, and we sort of celebrate Rory's music as well. And I've been doing it for about 12 years now. And over the 12 years, I've noticed bit by bit younger audiences coming in. Like we played Dublin, and half the audience were like under 30. And that's encouraging. Because obviously whether it's their fathers or their grandfathers, maybe let them hear Rory or they pick it up somewhere, So it's encouraging, yeah.
And that's a brilliant way, obviously, to just keeping Rory's spirit alive with a band of friends. I mean, do you find that it's a very perfect balance in sort of injecting what you guys are doing yourselves and also trying to keep that sort of that precious Rory vibe as well? Or is it just completely natural?
No, it's fairly natural to start with. But also, I mean, there's a lot of tribute bands out there, and some are really good, some maybe not so. Anyway, but what they try and do is they try and emulate as best as they can the Rory sound and actually the Rory licks, and which we try not to. Obviously there's a certain amount of you keep to a certain pattern within the Rory song, but you have to add your own bits and pieces as well, So we try to get it rounded that way, and that seems to work.
And with this, the announcement of this amazing performance, with the plans building up to that, will there be a kind of a get together prior to the shows? Or
I would say so, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been invited along to do maybe 3 or 4 songs, with Joe and the band next July. So I'm sure there'll be rehearsals, prior to that. Well, I hope, anyway.
Yeah. And listen, having spent so many years alongside Rory, what would be like a lesser known aspect of his character that would surprise people today?
Rory's a very inward person. Quite introverted, really. Extroverted on stage, but I mean, he's just like any normal guy. He loved movies. He was a big movie buff, and so was I actually. And days off, we would go to the movies. But there was nothing off-center about it. I mean, he's just a normal guy. Just enjoyed what other guys enjoyed. Enjoyed a pint, enjoyed women's relationships, and then whatever.
Just living the good life. Now you've been a key figure within the blues rock scene now for decades and decades. And how do you think the genre has evolved to back when you were out there playing with Rory to what you're doing now and what you can see around you and what's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was easier back then. I mean, nowadays, there's so many young musicians out there, young bands. I wouldn't like to be starting now. Put it that way, it must be very difficult, and there's so much competition, But I mean, with the blues idiom, there's a lot of young guys like Joe Bonamassa, keeping the blues thing alive. I mean, people like Lawrence Jones, people like these young guys, Danny Bryant. So and still doing the same thing, out touring, non-stop touring.
Do you have faith in the kind of evolution of it continuing forward, because everything is so urban and electronic, the music now, and you're hearing stories of guitar centers are closing in America, and it's even here in Dublin as well. Some really great shops have had to close their doors.
Yeah. I mean, that's very sad. I mean, I live in France, and the music, and everywhere you go, you hear this techno, whatever. I don't even know what you call it, But and to me, it's I'd like not to think that blues or rock or whatever you want to call it would be a dying art. I'd like to think it would keep on progressing, Or maybe people will get fed up with techno and fed up with, and then, and as I say, I mean, these young guys or young people come along to the Band of Friends shows. I mean, they want to play guitar, they want to play drums, they want to.
So you've been all around the world. You've toured all over the world. Is there any particular memorable gig or venue that comes to mind from your time with touring with Rory that sticks out for you as just being like, even still to this day, kind of gets your heartbeat going and the hairs in the back of your neck up?
I think Belfast, 1971. No, that's one show that sticks in my memory. The first time we came back to the first time we played in Belfast with Rory was during the Troubles and everything.
Yeah.
So it was, and it was just, I still have memories of that. Both sides of the community were there.
Was there a pivotal point during that show where it's sort of, you could see that everyone was just there?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, towards the end of the show.
Wow.
Both folk blues. It was crazy. It was fantastic.
Wow. Wow. And then looking ahead now, Gerry, what have you got on the horizon? Obviously, you've got Band of Friends, but any other collaborations or guest things that you're doing?
There'll be some collaborations with different music, mostly in Europe.
Okay.
A couple of Italian guitar players. I'll go over and play with them, but the Band of Friends thing will be the most important thing.
And have you got anything due to come out recorded? Or?
Yeah, we recorded during the summer just gone, so hopefully it'll be out next year.
Okay.
Like mostly self-written stuff, but with a couple of Rory songs on there as well.
Gerry, thank you so much for allowing us to take some of your time today. Very much appreciate it. And just please, if you want to, do you have a website or is it just the basic social media?
Bandoffriends.co.uk.
Bandoffriends.co.uk.
www.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
appreciate it.